Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the deep dive. Before we get started, I have to ask you to please hit if you're like our contents. It really helps us out. Now, look, usually when we talk about a new generation of a beloved car, it's a celebration.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Today, we are tackling a giant in the automotive world, the all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5. But is this the massive luxury upgrade we've been waiting for? Or have they taken a classic recipe and completely ruined the flavor? Because looking at what we have here, I'm leaning towards panic.
It is a dramatic pivot. We are seeing a trifecta of changes that usually don't mix well for the consumer. The price is going way up, the physical size of the car is expanding, and this is the kicker. The performance metrics are taking a nosedive.
Yeah. And that last part is what we are really going to have to fight about today. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to start where everyone starts when they walk onto a dealership lot, the sticker shock. Because, wow, if you were hoping the CX-5 would remain the budget-friendly king of the compact SUVs, I have some bad news.
Bad news is putting it lightly. The days of the sub-$30,000 CX-5 are effectively over. We're seeing price jumps across the board, ranging from about $940 on the low end all the way up to a $3,300 increase, depending on the trim.
$3,000. That is not an inflationary adjustment. That's a we think we are a luxury brand now adjustment.
Precisely. The starting price is now sitting at $31,485.
$31,000.
And that is for the absolute base model. Psychologically, that is a huge barrier. For years, the appeal of the CX-5 was that you could get into one for 20-something thousand. Crossing that $30,000 threshold for the entry-level trim, it changes the competitive landscape entirely. You aren't just fighting the Honda CR-V anymore. You are starting to knock on the door of entry-level luxury.
And if you want the bells and whistles, you are looking at over $40,000. $40,000. Well, for a compact Mazda, that feels steep. But here's where it gets really weird for me. We have to talk about the sibling rivalry. Mazda has the CX-50, right? The rugged one. The one that looks like it goes to REI every weekend.
Right. The CX-50 was introduced specifically to be the more utilitarian, outdoor-focused, slightly larger option. It was supposed to be the big brother.
But now the tables have turned. The 2026 CX-5 is officially more expensive than the CX-50. This breaks my brain a little bit. Why is the city car more expensive than the rugged adventure car?
It signals a complete realignment of Mazda's hierarchy. Think about it this way. Mazda is trying to pull a BMW. They want the CX-5 to be their X3, the premium, refined, urban luxury vehicle. They are pushing the CX-50 down a peg to be the Subaru Outback competitor, utilitarian, plastic cladding, getting muddy. By making the CX-5 larger and more expensive, they are telling us this is our flagship. This is the premium product.
Okay, so it's bigger. Americans love big cars. I get it. We want legroom. We want cargo space. But here's the problem with physics, and I know you were going to back me up on this. When you make a car bigger,
You make it heavier, inevitably.
you make it heavier. And when you make a car heavier, you generally need to add power to keep it from feeling like a slug. So you would assume, looking at this price hike and this size increase, that Mazda put something exciting under the hood. Maybe a beefed up turbo.
You would assume that.
Maybe a 6-cylinder.
That would be nice.
But they didn't, did they?
No. And this is the murder mystery portion of our deep dive. Who killed the performance? Because according to everything we know, Mazda has completely deleted the turbo engine option.
Deleted. Just gone.
CTRL Alt Delete.
It's gone. The high-output, torque-rich turbo engine that made the CX-5 feel like a budget Porsche Macan is history.
I cannot stress enough how much this hurts. That turbo engine was the soul of this car. It was the secret sauce. You could merge onto a highway and actually feel pushback in your seat. So what are we left with? What is powering this heavier, more expensive luxury vehicle?
We are left with the standard, naturally aspirated 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine. It produces 187 horsepower.
187 horsepower.
In 2026.
180.
Can we just pause on that? 187 horsepower in a car that likely weighs close to 4,000 pounds once you load it up with passengers and cargo. That isn't just adequate, that borders on negligence.
It is certainly going to feel leisurely. See, it's not just about the horsepower number. It's about torque. That turbo engine had torque down low in the rev range, which is what gets you moving from a stoplight. Without that, this new, heavier CX-5 is going to have to rev its heart out just to keep up with traffic.
It's going to be screaming. You're going to be merging onto the freeway, foot on the floor, listening to that engine wail, and the speedometer is going to be moving like a clock hand. Lethargic doesn't even begin to cover it. How does Mazda, the Zoom company, justify this?
It is a baffling decision for enthusiasts, certainly. But if we try to look at it from a corporate strategy perspective, it might be a play for efficiency ratings, or simply cost-cutting to pay for the interior upgrades we'll talk about in a minute. Or, and this is the most likely scenario, they are clearing the deck.
Clearing the deck for what?
For hybridization. There is a strong rumor that a CX-5 hybrid is coming, likely for the 2027 model year.
2027. So we have to sit in the slow lane for a whole year.
Essentially, yes. The speculation is that the hybrid will eventually take the place of the performance option. Electric motors provide instant torque, which could replace that turbo feel. But for the 2026 model year, you are in a gap year. You are paying early adopter prices for a car that is mechanically stuck in the past.
That is a tough pill to swallow. Buy our new, expensive car. It's slow, but don't worry, the good engine is coming next year. That's terrible marketing.
It's definitely a risk. They are betting that the average buyer cares more about the badge and the interior size than they do about 0-60 times.
Which brings us to the alibi. If the money didn't go into the engine, because clearly it didn't, and they're charging us thousands more, where did the cash go? Did they fill the trunk with gold bars?
No gold bars, unfortunately, but they did fill the cabin with glass, digital glass.
Right.
If we follow the money, it went straight into the battle of the screens.
Ah, yes, because nothing says driving pleasure like an iPad glued to the dashboard.
It's where the market is going. To their credit, they have standardized all-wheel drive on every model. That used to be an upsell, so that accounts for some of the price hike and adds genuine value for people in stoic climates.
Okay, I'll give them that. Standard AWD is nice. But tell me about these screens.
They went big. Even the base model, the 2.5S, now gets a massive 12.9-inch touchscreen. For context, most competitors start with a 7 or 8-inch screen on their base trims. Mazda is giving you a movie theater screen right out of the gate.
That is pretty huge for a base model.
But if you go up to the top-tier Premium Plus, the screen grows to an absolutely giant 15.6 inches.
15.6 inches. That's a laptop. That is literally the size of the laptop I am looking at right now.
It is massive, and this is clearly the trade-off Mazda is making. They are betting that you will be so dazzled by the high-resolution maps, the wireless phone mirroring, and the massive interface that you won't notice your foot is mashed to the floor to get up a hill.
Say I have $33,485 burning a hole in my pocket. I buy the Select trim. What do I get?
The Select trim is your step up from base. You're getting synthetic leather seats, which Mazda does very well. They feel premium, and wireless phone mirroring.
Wireless mirroring is legitimately useful. Hate cables. Okay, moving up. The preferred trim.
This is usually the volume seller. Here you get a power tailgate and a heads-up display. Then you have the premium trim, which adds the panoramic sunroof. Again, this plays into the bigger car theme. A big glass roof makes the larger cabin feel airy and expensive.
And finally, the controversial Premium Plus, the one that costs over 40 grand.
This gives you that monster 15.6-inch screen we talked about.
Oh.
And it adds one more feature that I found absolutely hilarious given our earlier conversation.
Oh no, what is it?
Paddle shifters.
Stop! You're lying!
I am not. The Premium Plus comes equipped with steering wheel mounted paddle shifters.
Wait. Let me get this straight. We have a heavy SUV. We have a 187 horsepower naturally aspirated engine that is struggling for its life, and they gave us paddle shifters.
It is the ultimate irony.
What are we shifting? Are we shifting our expectations from bad to worse?
It's cosmetic sportiness. It's cosplay. Paddle shifters belong on a car where you need to control the revs to stay in the power band for cornering. In a car with this power-to-weight ratio, clicking a paddle to downshift isn't going to give you a burst of speed. It's just going to make the engine louder.
It's like putting a spoiler on a minivan. It's writing a check the engine cannot cash. It just highlights what is missing. Every time I would touch those paddles, I would be reminded of the turbo engine they took away from me.
It really emphasizes the shift in philosophy. Mazda used to be about driving matters. Now it seems like perception matters. They want you to feel like you're in a sporty premium car with the leather and the paddles and the screens, even if the mechanical reality doesn't back it up.
It's all theater. But look, we have the price, we have the screens, we have the missing engines, or anything we don't know yet. Maybe a miracle waiting in the wings.
The one piece of data we are missing is the official MPG numbers.
Ah, fuel economy.
Right. Now, normally, a bigger, heavier car gets worse gas mileage. But since they kept a smaller, lower power engine, there is a chance, a small chance, that Mazda's engineers work some magic and improve the efficiency.
If they come out and say this thing gets 35 miles per gallon, would that forgive the lack of power?
For the average commuter, maybe. If you can save money at the pump, you might tolerate a slower merge. But for the enthusiasts, the people who built the Mazda brand, no. Good MPG doesn't replace the thrill of driving.
So we are left with a verdict that feels incomplete. We are paying more money. We are getting a physically larger car, which is nice for families, I guess. We are getting incredible screen real estate, but we are losing the heart of the car.
It's a value proposition shift. If you are a tech-focused buyer who wants a comfortable high-end interior and you drive mostly in city traffic where horsepower doesn't matter, the 2026 CX-5 is a massive upgrade. It's going to feel like a luxury car inside.
What?
But if you are a driver, if you are someone who enjoys the act of operating a machine, if you love Mazda because they were the Japanese BMW, this is going to feel like a betrayal. You are paying a premium price for a driving experience that, on paper, looks inferior to the model it replaces.
It feels like they are chasing the mainstream luxury market and leaving their loyal fan base in the rearview mirror. They are betting that we want digital luxury giant screens, panoramic roofs, more than we want driving soul.
That is the trend of the entire industry right now. Screens are cheap, horsepower and engineering are expensive. Mazda is following the money. They are banking on the fact that for every one person crying about the lost turbo, there are 10 people who just want that 15-inch screen to show off to their neighbors.
That is a depressing thought, but probably an accurate one. And hey, maybe that 2027 hybrid will save us. Maybe the electric torque will bring the zoom back. But that is a long time to wait and a lot of money to spend on a promise.
It is. And in the meantime, the competition isn't sleeping. The Honda CR-V Hybrid and Toyota RAV4 Prime are already here, offering both power and efficiency. Mazda is playing catch-up.
Well, this has been a roller coaster. I started excited, got angry about the price, got devastated about the engine, and then laughed about the paddle shifters.
It's definitely a polarizing release. It raises the question of what progress actually looks like in 2026.
Yeah.
Is bigger always better? Is digital always better?
That is exactly what I want to leave you with today. As you think about this new CX-5, ask yourself, are we trading the soul of driving for a really nice iPad? Is the illusion of sportiness, those paddle shifters, enough to satisfy you? Or do you demand actual performance for your $40,000?
It's something to really mull over. The definition of a good car is changing, and the CX-5 is standing right on that fault line.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for listening to this deep dive. We really hope this helps you decide if you should run to the dealer or run away screaming. Stay tuned for more automotive news, and goodbye.